aggressive Mueller's prosecutors were here?
I do. It's true that what they recommended was technically within the sentencing guidelines, but everybody I've talked to about it in the white-collar criminal defense industry agrees that it was really a draconian recommendation, that no judge would give a recommendation like that. You know, the average sentence given under the obstruction guidelines for somebody like Stone, a first offender with no criminal history, is 9.4 months, not 7 to 9 years. So I think it was, they did nothing improper in the sense of doing anything unethical, but I think it was kind of a ridiculous recommendation.
Well, and they all decided to go off in a huff after Barr came out like, this doesn't seem right. The judge ends up agreeing with what Barr ultimately, had thought was more appropriate. But here's a tweet from NBC's Ken Delanian today. After AG Barr told the world the first sentencing recommendation for Stone was grossly out of whack, his prosecutor, the guy who replaced the guys who quit in protest, argued today for all the enhancements that bumped the sentence as high as 9 years. That looks like a revolt, Delanian said. Saul, is that point evidence of some type of internal uprising among some of these line prosecutors against the Attorney General?
Well, I don't think there's any doubt that there are people who are very hostile to the leadership of the Department of Justice, and I think it's very troubling. There are people at Main Justice who consider Barr and his people an occupying force, an occupying army, and I think that's really sad. Barr is the boss of them, not the other way around. Now, I think what was unfortunate that happened here, I can guarantee your viewers one thing. Barr and his deputy believed, before that first memo was filed, that the prosecutors were not going to ask for 87 to 108 months. They were either deceived or there was a failure in communication. Barr had every right to go in and do what he did. He's the boss. But